All right, guys, how's it going? This video today is about the 4 habits that help me improve the most over a period of time, and we'll get right into it. So the first one is going to the gym, and I feel like this is pretty obvious. For a lot of people, this is the same one that they have. Going to the gym consistently and with a plan or a workout program in place, whether that's on your phone, whether that's on a notebook, or whether you have it in your head, which I don't recommend, but if it works for you, it works for you. I think that's a really good setup to have, because then you can track your progress and you can also keep yourself accountable to a certain level. It gives you a challenge every day to kind of look to and overcome. Me personally, I work out in the mornings mostly because that's the time I can work out consistently. I go before work and get it knocked out. And then the plus side with that as well, doing it in the morning, I find, is it gives you a sense of achievement even if the rest of the day sucked. Like, even if the rest of the day went bad, at least you got that workout in and that went well. And even if it's a bad workout, you can kind of, and I think a lot of people are tough on themselves about this, you can look back and be like, hey, at least I got to the gym, I put in the work, even if it wasn't my day, at least I took care of those things. So doing that and trying to keep a steady rhythm, whatever works for you and your life, your schedule, it's going to be hard to pinpoint. I can't say, oh, we'll go 4 or 5 days a week and that's going to work, because maybe for you it won't. But find a good rhythm to go with, a good schedule to go with, and if you can do it consistently a few times a week, then just keep that going, build that, because I think we lose focus a lot of the time, and a lot of we get down on ourselves. It's like, well, like, let's say last week I went 5 times and this week I only went 3 times. That's still 3 times. It's not like you didn't go at all. And even though, yes, you want to do whatever you set out to do, maintain that positivity with what you are getting done, and just try to keep it consistent. One workout a year is still a workout a year. 2 workouts, now you've doubled your work. So it's like we lose that focus on it, because I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be like super, super consistent. When you look at these fitness influencers and they look incredible, that's a story for another time, but there's other reasons they look great. But they have that incredible, physique because that's their life. Average person ain't going to be able to do that, and nor should we, because that's not what we do every day. We're not sitting there at the gym for 2-3 hours and only focused on that. So get a routine down that you can do and that's going to work for you in the long run, and I mean, hopefully years, if not your life, but something you can knock out slow and steadily. If that's 1-2 days a week to start off, do that. And I think that's a good starting point to build. That's honestly my first plus habit that I've built, and I hope I keep it the rest of my life. I think I kind of will, because it is super beneficial to me. An example for life, I worked out today. I feel really, really good. I didn't even have a great workout, but I just feel like I got something done, and everything I keep doing today, I'm building that momentum up. A couple days ago, I didn't work out. I just woke up, ate, went to work, and I just felt a little lethargic, a little down on myself. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously, that's an anecdote for me personally, so it doesn't apply to every single person. Number 2, I got it down as meditation/deep breathing. I use those terms both for the same thing. When I'm doing that, I'm just taking some time to sit down. I close my eyes and I focus on my breathing, roughly 5 minutes a day. Sometimes I set a timer, sometimes I don't. So I would just say do what you feel is best for you. Excuse me. If you're short on time, if you can do it for a couple minutes, 2 minutes, that's great. If you got more time in the day, trying to extend that out, totally fine. However you want to do it. I wouldn't spend too much time with it, because I have noticed I have the tendency to drift off, almost kind of falling asleep, but not really. I'm not focusing on my breath at that point when it's for too long. Now, again, that's for me personally. So however it works for you, however it works for you. I do it, like I said, about 5 minutes, focus on the breath, and I try to slow down my thoughts. So usually not successful, I'll be honest. Usually there's something in my head that I'm worried about, thinking about, and I just cannot get it out. But taking a little bit of time to just slow it down a little bit, I do think really helps in the long run, keeps you more present right here. Third on my list, I got journaling, diary, whatever you want to call it. And that's for me, just writing down a little bit about my day and also what maybe I would like to get done today. I've done it a variety of ways. I've done it where I've written about the past day, where I write about what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And I've noticed for me the better option is I kind of say a little bit about how my day is going and kind of what I want to get done for the rest of the day. So it's a little bit of a to-do list, but it's not at all like I need to do this, this, and this. It's like, hey, today worked out, feeling pretty good, and blah, blah, blah about whatever else is going on today. And then I'll say, usually at the end of it, this evening I'd like to knock out, some painting or working on something, some project. And I'll put it on there, and it's not, this needs to get done, but I do put a bit of emphasis on working on it. So I think it's good in the sense that you're putting your thoughts down on paper. That gives you a chance to reflect on what you've done in the past. And it also gives you a little bit of like, I wrote it down, so let me try to do it without being that like structure of a to-do list. I don't know if that makes much sense to everybody. I hope it does, but that's how it works for me personally, and it does work pretty well. And the last one, although this is probably the most important, is regular sleep. Well, I feel like a lot of people don't put huge priority on this, although, again, just saying people don't put priority on this is pretty cliche nowadays. So just do what works for you as long as you're getting enough sleep. I know not everyone, but I know you hear a lot about you need to get 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever. You can look into the science for it and figure that out if you want. It's totally up to you. Me personally, I try to get around 7 hours of sleep, and that works pretty well. Usually I'm around 7.5. Obviously depends on when you fall asleep. But I do think, depending on who you are, you can do better in terms of like your energy throughout the day with less sleep. You can also do better with more. It really depends person to person. And probably out of all these habits that I have listed down here, it's probably the biggest one that's got the most variance between people and their needs physically. Like I said, I personally do 7. I'm not a professional or anything like that, so take that as you will. But that's all those in a nutshell. So we got going to the gym, number 1. Number 2, taking some time to do some deep breathing or meditation, whatever you want to call it. 3, journaling or writing down in a diary. And 4, getting that regular sleep. So those are the 4 habits that for me worked really, really well in trying to improve myself and giving me a lot of consistency in my life. I hope that you guys can take that, use it as best you can in your own life. And if you're already doing these things, great. If you're doing something that you think is better, let me know. Obviously this is, the whole point of this is to try to give good advice to people while also, understanding that this is how I do things and it's not going to work for everyone. So let me know how that works for you. If you're doing something different, how it's going. But I'd love to have a discussion with everybody and anybody. So just let me know. Hopefully you guys are having a good day and take it easy.